Overthrax's towering statue, built from repurposed weapons and debris, has long loomed over Jinzhou as a foreboding symbol of our ongoing struggle. We managed to gravely injure it 3 years ago, making the statue sink into the water. Now it just resurfaced. Our enemy must be eager to strike. The Vanguard base is right up ahead. Let's hurry over.
Greetings, Master Jie.
Jianqin recently arrived at our...
I've mastered countless brave...
Please follow me. Our main goal is to contain the Academy to after analyze while the overthrow with looming danger. Please, join... I have split all combat units into three. The ranged units team will provide fire support from afar, while the infantry team engages in close combat. Lastly, we have the special task force of Rover, Yang, Jianqin, and me. Allow me to introduce Kong Lin, leader of the ranged units team. And this is Yue Hui. He's in charge of the infantry. This is a topographical map of the Norfall Barrens. The Overthrax's power limits our reach. Outrider scouts can't go beyond the Norfall Barrens and Valley Junction. The deepest we ventured was 3 years ago, when we discovered the suspended ruins in its hinterland. But the terrain is treacherous, narrow and flanked by high cliffs on both sides, leaving only one. On the other hand, our enemies must take the same route if they want to attack us. With the Overthrax reorganizing their frequencies and bringing them back, we will face endless waves of attacks. Every time we cut down an enemy, time is of the essence. We cannot afford. We must swiftly and safely get our strongest units in the heart of the battlefield, reach that statue, and take down Overthrax in time. Rover, let's plan carefully. First, our ranged units, armed with what we need to strategize based on the terrain, topography, and enemy forces. If we manipulate the terrain to our advantage, our strikes will be more effective and cover a larger range. Where should we deploy the ranged units? Deploying our ranged units high above the valleys in advance. This way, they'll provide cover for our close combat forces while staying safe themselves. We'll use their range advantage to the fullest. Next, the infantry. They have been trained and equipped. The heart of Norfall Valley is our main battleground, where we'll fight our enemies head-on. How should the infantry engage enemy targets?
We could divert some forces to flank the enemy, disrupting their formation and gaining an edge. However, a successful outflank requires a wide battlefield, but the small passage of Norfall Barrens limits our options for movement. And we can't predict everything that will happen on the battlefield. Our diversion could leave our frontline vulnerable. It may not be the best strategy.
How should the infantry engage enemy targets?
To infiltrate enemy lines, a small group of our forces will enter through the gaps in their formation and attack from the rear. This maneuver takes time and requires caution to avoid detection, particularly in a valley where evasion is difficult. Small infiltration forces may stay hidden, but risk being overwhelmed by enemy attacks. Alternatively, diverting forces could lead to losing on the main front. We have little knowledge of what's happening behind enemy.
How should the infantry engage enemy target now that the narrow terrain has dictated an inevitable confrontation? The infantry will attack head-on. Lastly, the special task. If the chance arises, what should the special task force do?
We could split into 2 groups to cover each other during our mission. It might increase safety and efficiency. But if we further split up our small team of 4, we risk also finding cover for everyone may prove difficult during an intense. Perhaps we should consider other options.
What should the special task force do? We'll join our effort to break through their defenses and crush their... It's a risky but necessary move. Thank you, Rover. The battle plan. I will now recap our plan. Kong Lin, your team will take the cliffs for Yuehui, your team will charge enemy lines to pave way for the...
Yes, sir!
And I'll join Rover, Yang Yang, and Jian Xin to create an opening for our main forces and take down the Threnodian. Good. Our next move is to reclaim the disruptor and break through the ground wave barrier. Rover, do you see that iridescent veil? That's the ground wave barrier. Overthrax set it up to absorb frequency. One of our top priorities now is to protect the disruptor from tacit discord attacks. It's a powerful anti-Threnodian weapon from when Jinzhou was found. I'll leave it to the professional to explain.
Greetings, General G.
How's the preparation going on your side?
We've got good news and bad news is, simply put, it's out of power. Fortunately, there should be a backup to use the Any questions? In theory, we could. First, Threnodian. Any questions? That's because this in creating such a... If we were to unleash any questions... I can. No matter how fast I build it, Jinzhou won't be able to hold out any questions. By the way, will they really...
Magistrate and...
All right, lastly...
Yes. Rover, I am currently monitoring the tacit discord attacks from the Academy. We just received word the disruptor has been... After we recapture, I'll send you the coordinates of the
I trust we all understand the situation now. Rover, Yang Yang, please go and secure the disruptor. And Jian Xin, let's get moving.
Leave it to me. Hopefully this helps.
You must...
Yang Yang.
Those we've blocked some.
Please,